Try to construct in your mind a family photograph. We, our parents, grandparents, and if you try harder, the picture can at the most accommodate our great-grandparents. After that, the picture starts blurring. Now try to construct the photograph from the other end. That is we, our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. After that, the picture blurs again. Is it not so? But as against the entire history of mankind, how much does the memory of an individual or a family count? We know that this earth on which a child walks her first steps is indeed very, very old, and the first footsteps of human being on this earth is also an ancient event, that is 3.5 million years ago. From those early times up till now, this creation of nature called human being has crossed the length and breadth of this earth. In Panwani, a folk rendering of the epic Mahabharata in Chhattisgarh, a poignant episode is narrated. In the battlefield, the dying Karna tells Krishna his last wish. He says, "Cremate me where no living being has ever died." Unable to find such a place on this earth, Krishna cremates Karna's body on his own palm. Not only is there life everywhere on this earth, but it has been there for millions of years. The red ochre paintings on the walls of these caves are a proof of this fact. Similar prehistoric rock cave paintings found in many countries of the world are the most important documents of the dawn of humankind on this earth. Indira Gandhi National Museum of Mankind is among the few museums in the world which can boast of actual prehistoric painted rock shelters in its premises. In fact, the establishment of this museum in the city of Lakes Bhopal is mainly owing to these rock shelters. With a view to depict the entire saga of humankind evolving in space and time, Museum of Man was established on 21st of March 1977 at Bahawalpur House, New Delhi as a part of Anthropological Survey of Indian under the Department of Culture, Government of India. Thus, this museum was born first as a concept for which ethnographic objects were collected and developed as exhibitions. Later, in 1979, the museum was given an autonomous status and shifted to Bhopal. In this 200 acres of undulating land, there are hills, flat grounds, an area adjacent to the lake, the dried serpentine bed of a river, and the indelible marks left by human hands on the rock caves thousands of years ago. Could there be a better place to tell the great saga of humankind? The usual image of a museum is that of a curious shop where old things which have no life connection with the society are displayed inside glass showcases. The concept and exhibition of Manav Sangrahalaya do not fit into this frame. Having entered the museum premises, and sometimes even after seeing a good part of an open-air exhibition, a lay museum visitor suddenly may ask, "Excuse me, madam, can you tell me where the museum is?" Well, one of its 7 open-air exhibition is right here on this hillock, which is called Tribal Habitat. And here about 25 traditional dwellings from different parts of India has been displayed along with the various objects of day-to-day use of these communities. Madam, we have already seen all those dwellings and we really enjoyed watching them. But we just wanted to know where the museum is. But this is the museum. Oh, really? Such is this huge museum sprawling on 200 acres and yet invisible. There are 7 open-air exhibitions in the museum premises. The tribal habitat, the coastal village, the desert village, the Himalayan village, prehistoric painted rock shelters, the Mycological Trail, and the sacred groves. Tribal Habitat Ethno-Architecture is a unique outdoor exhibition bringing out the interactive association of given environmental products in the life ways of different tribal communities. This exhibition presently has traditional house types of tribal groups such as Toda and Kota of Tamil Nadu, Varli of Maharashtra, Gadwa, Samra and Kutiyakan of Odisha, Ratwa and Chaudhary of Gujarat, Santhal of Jharkhand, Kamar and Rajwar of Chhattisgarh, Agaria and Bhil of Madhya Pradesh, Tharu of Uttarakhand, Bodo Kachari, Mishing and Karbi of Assam, Thangkul and Kabui of Manipur, Chakhasang Naga of Nagaland, Lepcha of Sikkim, Rayang of Tripura, Jatapu of Andhra Pradesh, Galo of Arunachal Pradesh, and Bhumij people of West Bengal. Apart from this, Yuva Graha, Devsthan, Rath, Kolu and Khalian are also exhibited here. These are life-size dwelling complexes built by people of those very communities using typical indigenous raw materials in the same way as they would have built their own house. Take this Toda house as an example. In the cold Nilgiri hills of Tamil Nadu, where grass, cane and bamboo grow in plenty, Toda people use these very available materials to build their house. The small entrance of the house does not let cold air to go inside, and the burning hearth keeps it warm as well. Grass, cane and clay also add to the insulation. In the modern age of science and technology, these exhibitions introduces us to the indigenous knowledge systems. Cheap availability of raw material is crucial to their use. If clay is in plenty or a particular stone or a grass or palm leaves, they will be utilized for the construction of house and other things of the day-to-day use. Modern material such as bricks, cement and sand are missing. And we realize that the basic necessities of human being still remain: food, clothing, shelter, songs and stories, rituals and festivals, which were well taken care by the traditional societies as well. Coastal Village exhibitions has dwellings from coastal Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Some eco-friendly structures like the typical wooden house, Arapura and Nalakettu from Kerala, racing boat or the Chudain Vallam are the main attraction for the visitors. Desert village is represented by dwelling types from Jaisalmer in Rajasthan and Kutch region in Gujarat. The dwellings of Rajput from Jaisalmer and traditional Bhunga houses of the nomadic Rabari people of Kutch highlight the degree of their adaptation to the extreme climatic conditions. The Himalayan village has dwellings called Koti of Shimla, Himachal Pradesh and Chokat of Uttarakhand, which can be reached by an imposing entrance gate called Parul. Similar such traditional stone masonry houses, you'll be surprised to know, withstood the earthquake of 1992 without getting damaged. The word culture is used only in relation to humankind, for culture gives identity to its people. Culture has two components: tangible aspect, which include house types, objects of utility, tools, textiles, jewelry, etc., and the intangible aspect, which includes songs, stories, myths, beliefs, and rituals of a community. Mycological Trail is an exhibition developed around the myth and beliefs of various folk and tribal communities of the country. It's a unique exhibition of its kind. According to the historian Arnold Toynbee, myths reflects man's earliest attempt to impose some kind of form upon this bewildering universe. Mythologies, besides being the ancient cousin of culture, are also the curious chronicler of its highs and lows, its changing perspectives and worldview, and preserves it all inside as a seed. In this exhibition, myths and stories of different communities have been depicted in different mediums such as terracotta, wood, stone, iron, etc. The Gond myth on a clay granary, Agarya myth on iron panel, and origin myth related to Lord Sannamahi in terracotta from Manipur provides us more than one ways of understanding this universe. Trees are considered sacred and worshipped all over the country. Not only are banyan or peepal and tulsi worshipped, but entire patches of forest have been traditionally conserved and worshipped as sacred groves for centuries now. But such traditional ways of conserving environment are slowly getting lost in the race of modernization. As has been previously pointed out, it is clearly stated in the aims and objectives of this museum that the Museum of Man will not aim just as documenting or collecting objects of dying cultures, but strive to play an active role in their rejuvenation development of replicas of sacred groves and plantation of indigenous medicinal plants as exhibits complies with objectives of this museum. The Rock Art Heritage is another open-air exhibition of the museum where 36 original painted rock shelters are present in 4 locations spread over in the campus. The logo of this museum has also been taken from one of those shelters. Besides Vithi Sankul, the indoor galleries of the museum depicts the story of humankind in 10 galleries. The first gallery shows human evolution and human variation in prehistoric time under what environmental conditions the first signs of life appeared on this earth, and the entire scientific saga of the development of the present-day human being from one called animal can be understood here. 8 other galleries here depict the entire human odyssey. We are extremely lucky to have in our country communities which till today practice ancient ways of sustenance, such as the Birhor, who live in leaf houses, Cholanayakans, who live in caves, the Ongis of Andaman, who catch fishes in most ancient ways, or the nomadic cattle breeders such as Gandhi and Gujjar of Himachal Pradesh and the Rabaris of Gujarat, etc. The exhibition gives us glimpses of the contemporary pattern of culture from different ecological zones of the country. The displays are comprised of sub-themes such as simple societies, Koitor and Lingo Jatra festival of the Murya people of Bastar, display on Bhil and Ratwa tribe, ritual art, ethnic art, music and performing arts of tribal and folk people, food and culinary traditions, masks and various other subjects depicting the life and ways of Indian societies.
मानव संग्रहालय इस मामले में एक अनूठा कार्य करने का प्रयास कर रहा है कि उसने मानव विज्ञान की विधा को अपनाते हुए मनुष्य से जुड़ी हुई सारी बातों को एक ही स्थल पर लोगों को समझाने और दर्शाने का प्रयास किया हुआ है। समकालीन भारत में खासकर आदिवासी यानी जनजातीय समाज और ग्रामीण लोक समाज के जीवन के चित्रण वहाँ से संकलित सामग्रियों के माध्यम से उन कलाकारों के द्वारा सूचित प्रादर्श के माध्यमों से हमने कहने का इस संग्रहालय में प्रयास किया हुआ है।
The Vithi Sankul also has a gallery where selected museum objects from the museum's reserve collection have been visually made available for study and research. The museum has a collection of 18,000 objects from all over the country. The indoor galleries give glimpses of the lifestyle of about 20 tribal communities of India in a beautiful way so as to bring out the message of unity in diversity.
Unlike other museums which have been created to house a collection already available, this museum has been created in terms of a concept first and then collection followed. Secondly, the typical features of this museum are its open-air exhibitions in terms of ecological variations, in celebrating cultural diversity and experiencing cultural diversity by walking through this museum. We also celebrate the traditional knowledge system, not for the sake of it, nor with an objective to romanticize it, but to treat traditional knowledge system as an input in sustainable development. We strongly feel that culture is not to be confined to the realm of aesthetics. Culture has to be taken as an important input in sustainable development. And therefore, we in this museum are trying our best to live up to that expectation. This museum does not remain confined to such activities within its campus, both at Bhopal and at Mysore. Rather, taking museum to the community is an important aspect and important objective of our museum. The examples are not only in terms of traveling exhibitions such as Sacred Groves of India, Rock Art of India, Godna, and several other traveling exhibitions.
All round the year, museum also organizes several other programs and activities, including Do and Learn, museum education programs, seminars, symposia, museum popular lectures, demonstration of arts and craft and indigenous knowledge skills, cultural presentations, outreach programs, etc. By including the various aspects of culture in its many programs, the idea is not to romanticize culture, but to lay foundations of sustainable development for all sections of the society. After seeing all the exhibitions and activities of Museum of Man, it seems that we can now observe the opening image of our film from a different angle, the same family photograph with we, our parents, grandparents, or we, our children and grandchildren. A mere 3-4 generations of a family, but by closely studying one or many of such small units, we can perhaps reconstruct an entire picture of human saga. In the eyes of a child may glimmer an entire cosmos.
निष्कर्ष की गाथा है।